So much so that in civil, when a man, in quote, a gentleman comes through and is talking calmly, he's talking peacefully, he's trying to make sure dialogue is the way forward, people tend to look at that man as, in quote, a weak man, emasculated. Now, she man, he don't get levels. Who him be? They talk down on him. These same women who will criticize some of the young men today as not being man enough are the same women who would say they want to do everything at every point in time. There's a lot of confusion in our society today. So, back to the question. What is the difference between an emasculated man and an understanding man? The man who helps his wife or his partner go to the market. The person who walks his wife to the labor room and stays in the labor room. The person who can even mend his wife's clothes when they are torn. The man who comes home and understands that, look, his wife too has gone to work or gone to the market, so he can make the food for the children. I leave you with this quote. It is good that a man fights, protects, provides for his family. But it should be known that a man who is not dangerous is no man at all. Make of that what you will.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
As always, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. Didn't see it or hear it. Do not make unsubstantiated and unverified claims. And very importantly, please don't make inciting statements. The question I'm asking this morning is this. Can you tell the difference between an emasculated man and an understanding man? Do you know the difference? Society is putting a lot of pressure on a lot of young men these days. A man is meant to do this, do that, don't do this, and don't do that. But do we know the difference between somebody who is understanding, in quote, a man who's understanding, and a man who has lost his power as a man, who's not effective as a man? Numbers to call 0817923 0002, 0817923 0003, 0817923 0002, 0817923 0007. The modern man is our conversation this morning. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X, that's Twitter, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Join the conversation this morning. Simple question, or maybe it's not so simple for some of us, is this. Can you tell the difference between an emasculated man, a man that he has been removed from his role? They don't turn into a woman rapper, they don't weaken him, not be man, or an understanding man? Do you know the difference? The lines, they say, have become blurry. Get to hear from you. All right, Alex here said, good morning. A lot of people these days frown at the man who is kind, who is gentle. It's become a very big problem in society, and it's being promoted by even you, the media. If a man is not violent, if a man is not aggressive, he's not seen or respected as a man. What do you expect, Jude? A lot of people these days will only see a man who is aggressive as a real man. Shame. Morgan is speaking to us from Ajibe State. Oh dear, Morgan. Please do call us back. It's a drop call scenario. All right, please call back. The numbers to call 08179230007, 08179230003, 08179230007, 08179230003. Please turn down the volume of your radio set when you call in so we can have a great conversation with you this morning. My question once again, do you know the difference between an emasculated man and a kind man, as a kind, understanding individual? Can you tell the difference? Does society know? Do you know? Do you support them? These are the trends people are facing. Jude, what a man can do, a woman can do. Shay, look at where we are today. We have men these days who can't protect their families. We have men these days who don't know exactly what to do when problems occur. You have men these days who run back home when things are not happening in their houses. This is a fallout of that mantra. What a man can do, a woman can do better. Well, it's still not answering my question. Do you know the difference? Edward is in Ajib. Edward, good morning to you, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yes, I'm Edward.
Go on, please.
My take on this issue is that the world needs so many things. The world needs many things. The world needs everything. So a man of understanding is a man that can give to the world what they want at a particular time and at a particular day. Maybe a wife say, go to the market. You go to the market. I say, I'm very angry. This house will not rest today. You tell her that this house will not rest. And you manage her, not that you want the house. But you give people what they want at every time. Mostly our women, housewives.
So, Edward, let me ask you. So, if a man, is kind to his wife, is gentle, he doesn't shout, would you say that man has turned to woman rapper? Let me use that balance.
No. That man is trying to maintain the existing protocol to keep his home. But tell you what, that man is very kind, gentle, and not king. The day the wife is years, I tell you what, he can send the wife out or tell of wife. But that man that is always maybe shouting sometimes, that shouting he wants to shake you to let you know that nothing you're doing is wrong. Because you in charge. Not the oppressive type, but the normal instruction, the normal coordination. And there will be no problem. Is a man understanding.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Edward, this one here says, hi G, good morning. I have a big problem with men who are not vocal, who refuse to take charge. Every woman wants a man who can be strong, who can be firm. We don't want wife beaters. We don't want people who will be bullying us. We want someone who sees a problem, addresses a problem, and then knows what to do. And a lot of the men these days are not in that space. Angela, a lot of men are not in that space. But would you let them be in that space? That's another question. That's part of the problem. Would you let them be in that space? We have a break. We'll be back after the break. We have headline news. And send your comments to 0809 030 61. question this morning. Do you know the difference between a man and a kind man? If people be a man who is obliged to respect rules, who is obliged to do the right thing, who is obliged to spend all around him. Do you know the difference? Can you tell the difference? Now, like I said earlier on, in the past 3 decades, there's been a lot of talk about how the role of a man and the response that men ought to have to certain issues have changed over the course of the century. The aggressive warrior type mentality, who will defend his country, has changed. Men as people to war, flips, it's and deep my country. Not so, but they say you are not even man enough. You are not man enough. Interestingly, it is not even a conscious process. The emasculated man doesn't know he has become emasculated until he becomes emasculated. So, what exactly does it mean to emasculate a man? It means to deprive him of his power. It means to make him not as effective as he ought to be. And there's several reasons for that. But one of the weirdest things to happen, particularly in our time, is that those virtues that used to be and are still extolled by very many religions all around the world, virtues of patience, kindness, gentleness, understanding, are often misconstrued as weakness. They are misconstrued to be the sign that this man is no longer a man. But is that true? Is that true?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Well, phone numbers are good. They're active. The numbers are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. We're talking about the modern man in Nigeria. And I'm asking, do you know the difference between an emasculated man or that of a kind man, an understanding individual? The lines have become blurred. Society apparently is not quite sure. Muriel is in Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you and welcome.
Thank you, Jude. Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
Jude, there is one thing I believe. I believe no man can be emasculated. No matter how it's done, no matter if you can be emasculated. I said these things and trust me, men are using me to try to emasculate men. But with his clear eyes, even if he doesn't have money, trust me, you cannot emasculate it. That's how God created him. Now, for a man to be nice, he wants to, it's his personal decision. Sometimes I can say it's his training, because most times men tend to imitate their fathers sometimes. But over time, some men have read and decided on their own to leave that shelf. Maybe they think that the mistakes, their father's decisions has brought about some mistakes that they have looked at other men to learn, and they have decided to change. But when a man decides to be good, I keep saying, dude, it's his personal decision. He wants to be. In a marriage, a man refuses to talk and decides to be a good man, just a loving man, everyone is saying, does not mean that he is not seeing what will make him explode if he wants to explode. Yeah. This man over the years has decided to build self-control. He has decided to work on his temperament. Because there is no woman, any man that stays with a woman in the house must see something. That's why some men will just decide after all, if I leave this one, go mad on that one, it's the same Ngongwa I will still see. No woman is perfect. She might be more beautiful than the other one. Maybe her own Ngongwa will be more than my first child. So what's the point? So the man will just decide, just for his own self, for his, I don't know how do I call it, just for his own mind, just to have a rested mind, just for his own self, peace of mind, just to ignore many things. And other people will be seeing him outside as a very perfect, very perfect. There's another thing, Jude. Some people will view a man as perfect, very perfect. He does not talk